good friend of mine, Kate, I have been following since 2014. So what's that, like 8 years
Oh,
now?
wow. Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
8 years, yeah.
yeah. And we talked about I mean, previously through the DMs about the other page I had and all that,
Mhm.
and I was following since then. So for those of those watching who don't know you, um, so who are you and what do you do and how did you get into the whole car thing?
Okay, so my name is Caitlin. I go Kate by short. As he said, I've been on Instagram and stuff and doing social media. Gosh, like yeah, I think 2014 or 13. Currently, as what I do, I work in the automotive industry. I actually work for Mercedes Benz, and I'm a wholesale parts specialist. And basically, kind of what got me into the whole car scene is just cars in themselves. I've always loved them as long as I can remember, and probably mainly my dad. We've always had Mustangs and Camaros growing up. That's always been my favorite thing.
So how long were you working at the Mercedes place for?
So I've only been working at Mercedes, I think now like 2 months. But prior to that, I worked for BMW and I've worked for Ford. So
Oh, okay. So out of the
mhm.
three, which is your favorite? I mean, I mean, I would be assuming Mercedes. I mean, since you're there now, right?
Actually, probably no. If I really had to be honest, probably my favorite so far has been BMW because we were a motorsports dealer, so it was really cool. Like we got in a bunch of M2 competition race cars in and all types
Oh
of
wow.
beautiful M competition cars. Yeah, it was really cool. They were full race cars that were produced by BMW, so they came in with like roll cages and everything. They were really cool.
And was that was that like pretty like currently or was that like prior to Mercedes?
That was prior to Mercedes.
So like, what was it like working on those kind of cars like that with like the whole competition cars and all that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like I said, seeing the experiences with that and knowing that a manufacturer, of course, BMW isn't the only one, but knowing that a manufacturer actually like builds that type of cars from factory, you have to order them and have to be a specific dealer for them. It was pretty cool. We got a couple of cars in that were like one of 10 in the whole world and everything. So it
Holy
was pretty
crap!
cool getting
Wow.
those in. Yeah, they were really cool.
So were they like the recent M2
Not the
or
most
like
recent
what gen?
one.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
But
not the
still,
most
man. I
recent
mean,
one.
yeah.
So but
So
then I
let's
would
talk
say probably
about.
my
Oh,
second
sorry.
favorite would be Ford for oh, no, you're fine. My second one would probably be Ford, just seeing, like, all the Shelbys come in and everything, that was always really cool, and seeing all the specialty cars like Ford GTs, those are
Oh
really cool.
yeah. I'm pretty sure like going in a showroom and seeing that car alone, I mean,
Yeah,
it's like what the hell?
absolutely.
So when I had the other page, I think that's when you had that orange Mustang, the 50, the
Mhm.
S95.
Yep,
So how long? So do you still have that car?
absolutely, yes, I do, I've had that car
Really?
for
Oh
14
wow!
years.
Oh
Yep, yep,
wow! That's that's a long time because I mean,
it is.
I, I I think I seen that car a couple times at Myrtle Beach a few times.
Oh,
It-
really? That's awesome.
yeah, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that I follow her. But yeah, so how did that car come about? Like, were you always a fan of that generation, or?
No, actually, funny. That car, I always wanted a Mustang. You know, when you're younger, you don't really have the funds or the money. And that was just the car, the Mustang that I could afford at that point in time. That is actually one of my least favorite body styles because I've never seen one that was like souped up or like had a cow hood or wheels that was done properly on it. All the ones that I always saw, they always had like just a stock height, which they were like monster trucks with stock heights.
Yeah,
It was honestly not my favorite body style, but I've seen one time that, like, had really great potential, looked really good, and I knew what it could be made into. So, when I bought that car, I believe I was 19 years old or something like that. Like I said, I've had that car 14 years. I bought it for $3,000, and it's
holy,
just been history ever since.
yeah. I mean, I would say every real car guy or car girl, uh,
Mhm.
there comes a point to where even if they didn't own a Mustang, they're
Mhm.
like, oh, you know what? Um, I should probably buy one, which I had one too. I had a I had a Pro Charged it was a '03 GT,
Mhm.
and the car wasn't fast by no means. Like the car probably made like 380, 390, which is, I mean, I guess that's a lot. Um, but if there's a car that I do regret selling, it's that car. Cause like, I mean,
Really? Yeah.
yeah, cause like how you said, like growing up, like not everyone's got money and all that, or rich parents,
Yep.
and yeah, and I got that car for around $3,400 too, out of
Yep.
auction. Yeah, which I got lucky because I think that one that the blow was a phase two blower or phase one from a Pro Charger. Like it didn't
That's
make,
pretty good.
yeah, yeah, and that car was beat up, like it had uh Bondo on it,
Mhm.
but but nonetheless, it sounded very very good. So
Yeah.
back to the orange car. So what's the setup on that car?
So on the Mustang, the 95 Mustang that I have, that one is recently got a 67 millimeter turbo put on it. And
Oh
then
wow,
back then,
really?
before I did, yeah,
Wow.
67 millimeters. And it's only on a very conservative tune because we still have the stock block in it with the stock internal. So that's going to be a cast internal. And those 302s, they can hold about, I would say about 500 pretty decently. And that's what that car is currently at. And it's only
Yeah, I
pushing
mean
about 8 PSI.
that's what I heard about
Hmm.
those older motors. That's push rod car, right?
Yeah, correct. It is a push rod 5.0. So it's the last year that they did the push rod 5.0s in it. And then before previous to the turbo, it has a heads cam intake setup on it. So it's got 185 millimeter CC Patriot aluminum heads. It did have 25 pound, or I'm sorry, 24 pound injectors on it, upgraded from, I believe it was 16, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. Has a throttle body on it, upgrade to a 65 millimeter. It's got an Elderbrock Performer intake, upper and lower on it. We did a trick flow stage one cam on it, and then it does have a custom tune and everything.
So power wise, I know you said that those motors,
Mhm.
they really got to be the F to 500 horse. So I'm assuming that yours is up north of that.
Mine is actually right now with just the 8 psi putting on it. We have it at a very safe tune around 480 ish.
That's still good because those cars are
Yeah,
not heavy.
that's fine right
Because
now. Yeah.
yeah, I would say if someone wants to build a fast car like that, like if they're a Ford person, I would
Hmm.
say the Fox bodies 79 to the 94 cars, like
Hmm.
that's including the Foxes and the S95s.
Yep. And the Fox bodies are
So
a little bit different of a platform too.
yeah, but those two generations, they don't have the same motor in it, right? Or do they?
They do and they don't. The computer system's gonna be different in them. So usually when people wanna build SN95s, they actually take the Fox body computers from them because they're not as finicky with tuning and they can
Mm.
produce more power with them. So that's the A9L computer, and they'll usually put those in SN95s because they do better with the tuning.
So I say one of the things that catches everyone's eyes about your car are those wheels. So what wheel
Really?
setup? Yeah, like those look really really freaking good, man.
Thank you.
I mean, if I were to ever have that Gen Mustang, the first thing like before building a motor, I would
Mhm.
get those wheels on it. Those are
Thank
the
you.
XXRs, right?
Correct. Yeah, the XXR, I believe 531s, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the 531s, and we have an 8-inch setup on the front, and then actually an 11 setup on the back. And if I have my
Okay.
true wheels, W classics, but that's what I would eventually get on that car.
And that car's manual, right?
Yes, actually, it started life as an
Nice.
automatic, and I've made it now a five
Oh,
speed.
really? Nice.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
thank
I
you.
mean, um, those autos, like those trans, they can't handle good power, huh?
No, that T5 that's actually in that car, it's on its way out as we currently speak,
Mm.
meaning like it is making terrible noise. Right now,
Oh
I'm
wow.
in the setup of getting a Tremec. The drive shaft, so my car's a 10 spline and I'm upgrading it to a 26 spline. The drive shaft and everything that I ordered for that car, I actually just got it probably a couple months ago. It was on back order.
What the heck? Yeah, because I think COVID messed up a lot of things, especially for the car.
Mhm.
Like I mean, because like how you said, for over a year now, that's wild, man. Um,
Yeah.
those cars don't have the
Yeah.
9-inch rear, right?
No. No,
No.
they do
Oh,
not.
okay.
Yeah, they have the 8.8.
I think like weren't the 9-inch only offered in 99 to 04? Now I'm
Yes,
thinking,
correct.
okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't know too much about the 8.8, but I know the 9 inches are used in every other car, man. Like I mean, like if you want to make
Yeah.
some good power, like something
Mhm.
something to handle, that's the way to go. Which I'm sure the 8.8 is good too, but I mean, I can't really say too much
Yeah.
about that because I, I don't even know too much about those ones.
Yeah.
So you have a ST too now, right?
Mhm, correct, yeah, that's my daily.
Yeah, those those make really good daily drivers. My brother's got
Yes.
yeah, have them too, and I drove it a few times and like I could literally shift with one finger. Like that's how
Oh,
smooth
yeah.
that that car is.
Yes, those cars, like, for being a stick shift, it's probably the easiest stick shift in the whole entire world. Everybody always asks me, they're like, "Why do you drive a stick shift in Atlanta traffic every day?" And I'm like, "It's and there's really nothing to it." And it's such a fun car too, because that car is a full bolt-on car, and it's tuned and everything, and you wouldn't even know it. It's just such an easy car to drive.
Now is that a stage one or what
Stage
stage? Because
3.
I know, yeah. Oh, so yours has the a Recaro seats and all that.
Yeah, so mine's an ST3
Nice.
and but mine's also the carbon fiber package that they also limited in those years. So that one,
Wait,
the boost cage comes carbon fiber, the e-brakes carbon fiber, the door pulls are carbon fiber, and that was a very rare factory option that they had.
they had a carbon option.
Yeah, yeah, you could get a carbon
So
fiber
what year was
boost
it?
package.
Because
I believe
isn't
they
yours a
offered it
13?
in 16 and no, my
Oh,
13,
oh,
I did have a 13 and it got
yeah,
totaled out, and now I bought a 16 and it's a race red one.
yeah. See, um, I don't think I've seen that one yet. I know I've seen the like, wasn't there a silver or orange one? You're a
Yeah,
13?
silver. Yeah, it was silver.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's crazy, dude. Like I didn't even know that they offered
Mhm.
a card package. Like now that I think about it, I don't think no other hot hash like has that package. Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe the newer Type
Mhm.
R's does, but as far as American cars go,
Yeah,
um, yeah, that's wild, man. And
it is. I love that package.
don't you have BMW too?
Yep, BMW 335i F30 M
Nice.
Sport.
So that's
So,
the B58, right? Or
no,
what
that's actually
motor?
gonna be the 340. Mine is the N55.
So yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot of talk between who's better, the F54
Yeah.
or the F55. Um, from what I heard, because my brother's got an F54 car. It's an always
Mhm.
stage 2 plus car, which is, I mean,
Mhm.
at first I wasn't a fan of BMW because we are, we are here the same thing. Oh, they're unreliable. But I'll tell you what, those cars are
Yeah.
really like if you maintain it well, that car can last.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and those cars, they're not something to mess with, they're pretty nasty
Oh
cars,
no,
like, my
no.
BMW, it's beefy car, like, it's tuned, it's all stage 2 as well on it, so it's got an intercooler on it, downpipe, tuned and everything, and it's not one to mess with, that one makes around over 400 horsepower, my BMW does.
Yeah, I got a buddy that's a local to Michigan, and he has a '08 a sedan. It's manual and all that, and I think his making like
Mhm.
550, like 550, uh, and it's all-wheel
Yeah.
drive too. And I was with him when he was giving it to cars making like double than, well, not double, but I'd say I remember the last race he did. He was against a
Mhm.
V3 Cadillac
Mhm.
CCSV, that and the guy was bragging, oh, the cars got pulley, tuned cam, but that BMW definitely gave him a run. But yeah, so anyway, the whole thing about the BMWs is that, especially, like, there's a lot of beef between the N54 guys and the N55. So they say
Yeah.
so they say the N54s have good motor but bad electronics, but on the N55s are opposite. Like, they say bad motor, which, I mean, I don't really, I can't speak too much about that because I don't know about them that much. But
Yeah.
yeah, so how long did you have your car for, the N55? Like, it had to be a couple
I've had
years,
that
right?
car, I think this November and yeah, I think this November I've actually had it like I think 4 years now already.
Are you planning to upgrade or no, or not yet? Because those B58s are, they're good motors too.
Oh yeah,
As
the
far
B58's
yeah,
awesome. I wish I had a B58 to be honest with you. And of
yeah,
course that's what comes in the Supras too. So I mean they're pretty good motors.
yeah, and I think, if we're being real, I think BMW is one of the cars that do not need a lot to be fast. Like if
No.
you get a, yeah, exactly, yeah. So if you have a B58 car, and if you do like a E50 off the shelf tune, and downpipe, I think
Mhm.
you'll gain over 100 horse.
Probably about with the tune and everything as you're saying, like, my car, it gains power extremely quickly just by doing an intercooler and a downpipe and a tune on it. Like, it loved those mods that we did to it, and it's tuned great with it ever since, and it doesn't get driven daily, but it still has lasted great. The only problem with the N55s that everybody complains about is the rod bearings just go bad on them, and you just have to make sure you maintain the car well, and they won't I would recommend replacing them at some point, but they don't go as fast as what people say they go.
So sort of like the same common issue with the E92, the M3s,
Yep,
because
yep.
those are good motors. Well, I mean, I can't say good, but I would
Mhm.
say replacing your rod bearings first would be the
Yes.
the first step.
Yeah,
So we got,
absolutely.
what, like 5 minutes left,
Yeah,
5 or 4
yeah.
minutes left. All right. So yeah, so this is only gonna be part one. And we're gonna talk later once all of this is once once we get off air for part two, because I kind of
Mhm.
want to do like a multiple series one. Um,
Yeah.
so this, yeah, so this will conclude the first part. Um, so where can they find you at on social media?
I've got TikTok. I actually have 2 TikToks. I have more of a personal one, which is Kate_GSXR295, and then I have one dedicated just to my '95 Mustang, which is Kate_5.0. And then I've got Facebook, I've got Instagram, and all my handles are gonna be the same, which is Kate_GSXR295.
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna put those in the comment section too. All right, Kate. I really
Awesome.
appreciate this. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
know it took a while to set up because of work and all that. But
Mhm.
but we're gonna talk more about getting part two of maybe within the next few weeks or
Okay.
the or depending. But all
Mhm.
right, I'll see you later then, Kate.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.